Good morning. It is time to wake up and be wealthy. I'm so excited to talk about this topic of how to make progress as a recovering perfectionist. Raise your hand if you are a recovering perfectionist. Anyone? And it's just so perfect because I had a plan in place for today, and literally all the schools are closed. So that changed that plan, and that's okay. But like just a true like reminder of like when you when you're a perfectionist or a recovering perfectionist, I think everyone just claims to be a recovering perfectionist because it feels way better than saying that you're a perfectionist, is that like the plan is going to change a million times in your life and in your business. Like, think about anything that has already happened in your life or your business. Did it go exactly how you planned it to be? Did it go perfectly? Right. So the answer is probably no, especially if you have children. So it's just such a good reminder that, like, when we just actually surrender and release control is when we can really enjoy the journey so much more than stressing about perfectionism. I also believe that perfectionism robs you of so many amazing things in life. When you're so worried about something being perfect, you don't get your podcast out, right? You don't put up your website. You don't sell something online because you're so afraid of, like, well, I don't have everything figured out, so I must wait. I must sit on the sidelines, right? Like, recovering perfectionists also in their home life, like if their home is not perfect, then they beat themselves up, right? So it's robbing you of so much joy. And what I want you to think about today is, like, where is being a recovering perfectionist robbing you of joy? And like, just start to itemize it out and really look at how much it's holding you back by allowing perfectionism to run the show. And when we can start to recognize that, as they say, like, the first step is awareness, then we got to start doing something about it, because it can feel really triggering, especially having an e-learning empire, of putting something out that's not perfect, or it feels messy, or it's not exactly what you wanted it to be. One of my early on mentors said, done is better than perfect. And that I literally have to say to that to myself 20 million times. Here's the beautiful part though: having an e-learning empire, pretty much everything is digital. And the nice part about this is that we can go back and make as many edits as we want. So it's actually like the perfect business for a recovering perfectionist, because I put out a program, I can go back and update it in real time really, really easily without it really costing anything but my time, right? I remember when I wrote my book, it was actually really challenging for me. I honestly think I may just do like an audiobook for the second book, because who has time to sit down and read anyways? I would much rather just put out an audiobook. Like, let's just cut to the chase. You don't have to like read my typos. I'm just going to talk to you just like I am right now. And so, but when I was putting together my book, we went through so many revisions, right? It took so much time. It was a lot of work. And then we put it out, and there were still typos. And it like triggered my soul so bad, because like I want to put out a good product. And I even like warned people in the book, there's probably going to be typos. It's just me. Even having an editor, I have so many, they can't catch them all, right? And so that was really, really hard for me. So I want you to really look at where joy is robbing you. Like, where is it holding you back? And not joy, sorry. Where being a recovering perfectionist is robbing you of joy. And it just recognize that it's holding you back. Even if that's all that you did today, you would really recognize, like, oh my gosh, like, I have got to take my power back. And that's really what I want for you today, is to take your power back and do something on that list. So, like, for example, if it's been on your heart to like put out an offer and you're like, I just don't know what to say, like, will anyone buy it? Like, we're just like going through all the bad what ifs. I encourage you just to move, right? To move forward. No one wants anyone that's perfect anyways. What is even perfect? Is it even attainable? Like, think of like the most perfect person in your eyes. They're not perfect. Like, perfect truly does not exist. So we are chasing something that does not even exist. So how we make progress as a recovering perfectionist is to really move before your brain has time to think too much. This has been literally my secret for years and years and years. Sometimes I think it drives my team crazy because they're like, "Hey, we would have loved to know that you you were about to do this thing," but they also do embrace it and they love me. At least I hope so. But it's just they know that's who I am, and it's not like anything against them. And I have gotten better at it. I'm like, hey, I'm about to do this thing, like right before the thing happens, and I'm like running towards it. I know that I have to move quickly, or I am going to overthink. And I really do think overthinking is caused by by being a recovering perfectionist, and also it's not trusting yourself. Like, anytime I have a thought, feeling, or idea that I'm like, "Ooh, this feels good," I have to move so fast because I've gotta trust myself that that was the exact right move that I was supposed to make to get closer to make progress towards my big goal. And so, the more that you can trust yourself, here's the cool part about we're gonna get a little woo for a second. Everyone has manifesting powers. We're manifesting every single day, whether you think that you are or you're not. You're manifesting. It may not be manifesting what you desire. And so, even like when the school closings were happening, uh, I, I, I told you that I had a plan in place today. I had this like big vision that I wanted to do. I've been decluttering my home, and I'm gonna go to Target and like get a coffee and get supplies and then come back and just like be a maniac on a mission in the house. And so the minute I got the school closing, I was like, okay, that changes the plan because going to Target with Emma is a whole different ball game. Emma and Boone is a whole different ball game than just Boone, and then trying to like go through the whole house, also very challenging. Not impossible, but challenging. And so I like walked into my office when I got the notification right before we started the show, and I was just like, "Oh, okay. I guess that's what was meant to be today." And so manifesting is not taking control, because I think perfectionism is also trying to control everything. So manifesting, the more we release the control, the more we allow ourselves to be authentically us and move forward, you're going to have access to more downloads of your intuition the more you keep moving forward, the more you keep listening to your intuition. The universe truly does want to support you, but every time you ignore the universe, like think of like if somebody was sitting right next to you and they were just like sitting on their phone the whole time, and you're trying to genuinely have a really deep conversation, and they're just sitting there ignoring you on their phone the whole time. You would get annoyed and probably walk away, right? You'd be like, why am I even trying? So that's the universe, right? The universe wants you to like have a big ass life, but you have got to want to have a big ass life. And so the more that you continue just to talk about things, to overthink things, to allow your perfectionists to run the show, the universe is going to like walk away and go to somebody else. They can come back, right? Like when you get you I was going to say when you get your shit together. I mean that in the most loving way because I have been there too. I'm like, Nelly, it's time to like get your shit together. Let's move forward, right? Like stop allowing this to run the show. Uh so a lot of times you can really understand where you're stuck with perfectionism by what are you talking about doing but you're not doing. You're holding back from doing that thing more than likely because you're worried about failing, you're worried about not it being perfect, you're worried about judgment, you're worried about fill in the blank. It's all attached to perfectionism, right? And so the more we can work on this, you are going to be unstoppable. Literally unstoppable. I seriously love the question. If you knew you'd be 100% successful, what would you do? Like, what would you do if you knew you'd be 100% successful? And this could be in life and in business. So all of those things that you list means that we are currently out of alignment with your true authentic most powerful self. The more we can get in alignment with her, then we can move towards it. Okay, so how we make progress as a recovering perfectionist, words, is moving quickly, knowing the direction that we're going. Like, what is that big ass life that you so deeply desire? And knowing that you're guaranteed to get it. Like, just allow that to be your reality. I'm guaranteed to get this. It's just a matter of time. I get to take more steps over and over and over until I arrive. I will arrive. I will arrive. It will be amazing. And that is the most important piece. The more we are in alignment with joy during the journey, it will feel so good. Okay. So I'm still a perfectionist. And there's nothing wrong with loving something to like look good, right? But we can't wait for that to happen. We've got to start and then we can make it better, right? So at least allow draft one to be like, okay, I feel comfortable putting this out. It's good enough, right? Your best is good enough. Say it with me. My best is good enough. And if that's your best in that moment for the resources that you have, the time that you have, the knowledge that you have, trust that it can still change lives and that it is good enough. You are more than good enough to go after a big ass life today. You don't need more resources. You don't need more knowledge. You don't need more time. You can do it with everything that you have and everything that's inside of you right now. But you've got to believe that. Like, truly, you have to be the one to believe it. Our Empire Builders, we do calls every Tuesday. And we've those are the calls that I used to lead. Sense of childcare, I'm starting to shift those calls to Thursdays. So all of my coaching that I do for our community will be on Thursdays. But I'm like, I don't want to like lose that call. That call has been like on my calendar for years. That just like feels very unsafe. So we've been having guest speakers as I've been on maternity leave on our Tuesday call, and it's been amazing. So yesterday we attended the Tony Robbins event as a group, and we're like all in the chat together, and like tears are running down my face, and I'm just like, this is what it's all about. Like, transformation. It's transformation on all levels. You're being a recovering perfectionist, like healing from that, healing from your trauma, uh making a shit ton of money, like creating so much impact, creating so much confidence, creating so much joy. Like, transformation is a living, breathing thing. And like, it's fully alive in the Wealthy Queen movement. And it just like feels like it warms my heart, seriously. And so we had that call yesterday. And it's just so exciting to like witness everyone's transformations literally on day one. It's really like, I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. And so I want you a part of this world so badly. And so we have a few different opportunities for you. Right now, the doors are open to the Moolah Club. So the Moolah Club is it's more than a course. It has our turnkey system in it. Literally right now, you could log in when you join to be a member, and you can go through all the trainings that are already like engineered for you to have success. So that way you're not waiting on a call. And so we have that piece of the Moolah Club, but you also get the Tuesday calls. So the live speaker, the guest speaker, I'm bringing in guest speakers every single week. So we had Tony Robbins this week, which I think is probably pretty awesome. But then following weeks, I bring in people in my network that are brilliant women to teach, because that's truly a movement. It's not just the Nelly show. And then you get to ask me questions every single week. So you can fill out a question form, ask me questions. I go live in our community every single week, answering any and all of your questions. And then from there, you'll also be getting a few more surprises. You get a hoodie. I think I have the hoodie. Here's the hoodie. If you're watching on video, you won't be able to see it if you're on the podcast. But you get a Making It Rain Moolah hoodie. Isn't that so cute? And then from there, you get a accountability coach. It's more of like a group experience, but just still some energy, some connection to like really move forward. So this doesn't like sit in your login portal and it's just like collecting dust. So like you've got to take action. But like the biggest thing is the more we try to do this alone is when we allow our perfectionism to run the show. When you can get an energy of other people that are really doing big goals and they also are coming as they are imperfectly, you're like, oh, cool, she's doing it. I can do it too, right? It's that really peer led mentality that really can be so powerful, like so, so powerful. And my ultimate goal is that you just make so much money and then you go into the inner circle. So we are looking for action takers. We are looking for people that really do want to build an e-learning empire, to live a big ass life. It's $111 a month. There's no long-term contract. Literally, you could plow through the training so fast, start making money, upgrade to Inner Circle, or go on to something else. Like, we allow it to be like your pace. So there's just no timeline in place, which is, I think, powerful. And then what I'm really excited about is for you to experience what this is like. If you've never had coaching or mentoring, especially with us, you're truly missing out. Like, it makes you feel so alive, so connected, like anything is possible. And that energy around you constantly is critical for big ass goals. Like, truly so, so important. If not, we're going to get back in our own head. We're going to continue to stay stuck. And then this time next year, you're going to be like, why did I not join the Moolah Club? Now it's double the price, right? Or triple the price. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful world. I also love that we've added the Moolah Club because for years we've only had this type of experience in our inner circle. Obviously, you get more access, more support, more of everything in inner circle because that's just in alignment with our programming. But this gives you a taste of what it's like to be in a mastermind, to be in community, to learn from somebody that has made over 7 figures online. Like, how valuable would that be to you? To have like somebody sitting down with you and be like, here's exactly what you need to do. And that's why I created the training. So I don't have to like keep repeating myself, because it's a proven system. It's like, it's these steps that you have to take and you get to apply them. The first step of everything in all of our programming is mindset. Mindset is so important. So you get mindset in there. And oh my gosh, did we just have somebody sign up? That's fun. So I just saw $111 pop up on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exciting. How the universe is listening. Hello, thank you. So I talk about the Moolah Club because you also get access to my old money making courses that we aren't selling right now. So like our 6-figure program, our money shift, like there's just so much gold in there ready for you to listen, to binge. You get it in an app so that way you can listen on the go. You don't have to sit at a computer because who has time to do that? So I'm just so excited for you. If you've got any questions, our next cohort is starting next week. We've gotten the question, like, when does the next cohort start? In 2023, our goal is to run our Moolah Club enrollment periods multiple times. So you'll have another chance if you're not ready. But I encourage you to dig into like, okay, why do I not feel like I'm ready? Like, what is it for me? And so that way you can like really realize, like, is it truly that I'm not ready, or am I scared? And you only know that. And the biggest thing is like, it's got to be a hell yes for this to work. I do not chase you. I do not beg you to build a business. I'm here for the ones that show up. That's just that's just tough love. I am here for the ones that show up, because if I'm constantly chasing you, constantly begging you and pleading you to build an e-learning empire, the minute I walk away, right? Then it's not going to sustain, right? So you get to have unwavering commitment and responsibility, and then you come into this ecosystem, this world, this community, this learning portal. That is the secret sauce, truly, because you've got to take the ownership. Stop waiting for everyone else to build your big ass life, and you get to build your big ass life and enroll every person that you need, including the Moolah Club, into that. And then you are unstoppable, because no one is running the show but you. Okay. And your perfectionist is going to be like, ah, she's going to be like screaming inside, because she's like, wait, we don't have a plan. When are you going to like fit this in? Your house is a mess, or you've got so much going on, right? Like, she's going to be screaming at you, and you get to just be like, shh, no, sit down, be quiet. I'm running this show. It's time to build my big ass life. Do it imperfectly, right? And have so much fun doing it, right? It will get easier. Coming from a fellow recovering perfectionist, it will get easier. Do I still have moments where I'm like cringing and I'm like biting my nails and I'm like, yes, but I have the tools and the resources to work through it faster and recognize that it's a block, right? It is truly a block stopping you from your big ass life. And the minute that you recognize that, and the minute you move forward and keep moving forward and keep moving forward and keep moving forward, you will make so much progress that you'll then create evidence for your brain to be like, oh, we can do this. This is safe to do. Like, wow, we got really great results, and like we didn't have all of our shit together. That's pretty cool. I used to be the old coach that felt like I always had to have my makeup on, that I always had to have like a perfect plan in place. And it was exhausting, right? It was also exhausting to try to people please everyone. That will be a topic for another day. The minute that I broke up with all of that shit and let it go was the best day of my life, besides children and marriage, of course. But it, like, from a personal growth standpoint, man, it's free. Like, that is freedom. Like, we always talk about time freedom and financial freedom, but that is freedom. That is ultimate freedom, to not allow anything stop you. Anything, including perfectionism. Because I think everything stems from perfectionism. Literally everything. So, what I want you to walk away from today is, if I knew I would be 100% successful, what would I do? Who would I be? What would my day look like? And I really want you to feel into all of this and see what your current reality looks like versus everything that you dreamed of, and be like, oh shit, I am completely out of alignment, or I'm on track, right? Like, that also it could be a reality, which is great. So we need to have all of that information so we can do something about it, right? So I'm so excited for you. I love you. If you have any questions about the Moolah Club, support at thewealthyqueenmovement.com is a great way to get your questions answered. Also, feel free to DM me. But if you just go to thewealthyqueenmovement.com, if you need that really easily, the link's right there. But I'm just excited for everyone joining. This is going to give you like a taste of what a mastermind feels like. And then we're going to help you make money. And then we'll get you into Inner Circle, which I'm really excited about. All right. Make it a great day.